On the morning of my sister's wedding, I dressed carefully, full of excitement and a little nervous energy. She had been planning this day for months, and though family tensions always lingered in the background, I wanted it to be perfect for her. I started my car and began the drive toward the venue, rehearsing in my head the words of support I would give her before the ceremony. Halfway through the drive, my phone buzzed with a message from our parents. Curious, I glanced at the screen. The message was short and sharp. Asterisk, turn back now. Don't come to the wedding. Asterisk. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Why would they send something so cruel on such an important day? I pulled over, my heart racing. I read the message again, certain my eyes were deceiving me. But no, the words were still there. Confusion turned into dread. Had something happened to my sister? Was there an accident or a sudden emergency? I quickly called them, but the call went unanswered. After several attempts, I finally got through to my mother. Her tone was cold, distant. She said my presence wasn't welcome at the wedding, that it would be better for everyone if I stayed away. No explanation, no reason. Just dismissal, like I was some unwanted guest. My hands shook on the steering wheel. I felt betrayed. 4 years, I had sacrificed for my family. I helped my sister through school, supported my parents financially when they struggled, and even gave up personal dreams to keep our family together. And now, on a day that should unite us, I was being pushed out as though I didn't belong. Anger slowly burned through the hurt. I decided I wouldn't just vanish quietly. If they wanted me gone, they would have to face the truth of what they'd done to me. I turned my car not toward home, but toward a place I knew would hit them harder, the lawyer's office where I had already prepared documents regarding the family business. Months earlier, I discovered that my parents and sister had made financial moves behind my back, essentially cutting me out of shares that were rightfully mine. I had stayed silent, thinking family was more important than money. But being excluded from the wedding showed me exactly what they thought of me. When I arrived at the office, I signed the papers that transferred my claims and rights in a way that would legally corner them. They had built their plans on the assumption that I would stay quiet, but I had prepared for this betrayal. Now, their actions would cost them heavily. As the wedding ceremony unfolded without me, I sent a simple message to the group chat, asterisk, congratulations. By the way, you'll hear from the lawyers on Monday. Consider this my gift. Asterisk. I didn't need to shout or beg for recognition. My silence, followed by that single strike, was enough. I imagined the shock on their faces, the whispers that would follow during the reception. People would ask where I was, and eventually, the truth would come out, not about why I missed the wedding, but about the greed and cruelty they had hidden behind smiles and decorations. Sitting alone that evening, I thought about my sister. I still loved her, but love couldn't erase betrayal. She had chosen to cut me out of the most important day of her life, and with that choice, she had aligned herself with those who saw me as disposable. The revenge wasn't about destroying them, it was about reclaiming my dignity. They had made me feel powerless, but in the end, I showed them that I wasn't someone they could silence or discard. My absence at the wedding would sting, but the consequences of their betrayal would sting far longer. As night fell, I finally let myself breathe. I realized that sometimes family is not the people you're born to, but the people who truly value you. I had wasted years trying to earn their approval, and that day freed me from the cycle. In the end, the wedding became a symbol, not of unity, but of division. And while they celebrated under lights and music, I walked away with peace, knowing I had taken back control of my life. Revenge hadn't been my plan, but their cruelty had left me no choice. From that day forward, I decided I would no longer chase a family that didn't want me. Instead, I would build my own path, surrounded by people who saw my worth without needing me to prove it. That, more than anything, was the sweetest revenge.